everyone. My name is Kiko. I have a beautiful friend today. I'm so excited to have Marabella today on my channel. Oh my God, she is radiant. She looks like she's coming from some TV show or like a model. I don't know, a celebrity. She's radiant and so sweet, and I'm
Mm.
so honored to have her today. And yeah, well, I'm Kiko. I have been on a high raw vegan diet, and I have been hiding for over 20 years as high raw vegan. And this year, I said, okay, I need to come out to this world and share my journey as well as the beautiful journey of Marabella. So, Marabella, welcome and please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you so much, Kiko. I have been seeing Kiko on these lives that we do together with Sky, and this is my first opportunity to do one-on-one with her. I'm so excited. Kiko has the best energy. You're so sweet. You always include everyone, make sure everyone feels included. I just appreciate you so much. Um, so I have been mostly raw vegan since 2022. This year and starting at the end of last year, I've added some more cooked foods in, but I am going to go back to being mostly raw because that's where I do feel the best. And I had to go a little off raw. I mean, go down to like maybe 70% raw to realize, yes, I do feel better 100% raw. And I went raw vegan because I started this cleanse with a friend. But before that, I did not eat meat products. I cut out dairy products. I just didn't call myself a vegetarian or a vegan. I didn't really know those terms at all until I did a cleanse with a friend, and we were supposed to eat all fruits and vegetables, water, tea, and we were supposed to do it for 7 days. But I felt so good. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this forever. And I tried the first time, but I only lasted about 6 months. And then I started finding like raw vegan influencers, like Kara, Marcus and Kara. They were the first ones I really found. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm trying to be. This is like who I am, but I didn't know what to call it. I'm not a big like naming something person or classifying things. I just kind of just go with it. So I decided one day I woke up. So I started watching a few influencers. I woke up out of bed immediately, started with green juice. I am raw from now on. That is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. And that's what I've been doing. And it just gives me great energy. My brain and my mind feel clear. I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm meeting so many great friends. Like I feel like who I'm meant to be when I have raw foods.
That's such an important part, being a raw vegan. I feel like I was, I'm still on the journey of finding myself. So that was so beautiful. So yeah, it's funny. So you just started as yeah, like you had this accountability partner as was your friend, and you just went on this cleanse, and you didn't even know about plant-based or veganism. And I feel like it's maybe the best way to go through it, like not having this certain protocol, but you were inspired to do it, and you just felt great about it. And so Marabella looks so beautiful and young, but she
Mhm.
is actually a grandmother. I mean, can you believe it? She's got 3 kids and 2 grandchildren, right?
Yes,
I,
yes.
I have to keep on asking you for your age because you you just look so young.
Oh,
You know,
thank you.
another thing, you know, I was so I'm sorry, but I was so sure that you had a facial plastic surgery.
No.
You look so, I mean, you look so perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
But I mean, so this is finding out your beauty secret and your inner beauty secret. And you were saying that you do facial yoga, is it?
I do. Yeah. So since 2022, when I became a vegan, raw vegan, I have done um, face yoga. And there's a lady on YouTube called the Face Yoga Expert. I can't think of what her name is right now, but I started following some of her videos and then I just kind of came up with my own little routine. And what I love about it is it works. It takes some time. It doesn't necessarily work overnight, but it feels so good and it really helps to relax me before I go to sleep at night or like whenever I do it. And I see the results. Like when I look at pictures, before and after pictures from 2022 to now, I see a difference in my skin. I see a difference in like, yeah, it works for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
just searched her and then face yoga expert Danielle Collins.
Yes, that's her name.
Okay, but I want to know your routine. So maybe on another video you can share
Yeah,
routine because I
sure.
tried some facial yoga, but I'm not the kind of person of like vanity. So I don't put makeup usually, and when I try facial yoga, I just get bored. But when I see your face, I'm like, I should be working on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what you can do is you can say some affirmations while you're doing it.
Mm.
Like positive, like my face is glowing, I feel so good, I feel so relaxed. That helps too.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, Mara,
yeah.
let's do this on another video because I'm
Okay.
sure so many ladies will be very excited to.
Yes.
I am. I don't like to put too much time on. You know, I don't do any routine, and but I think adding doing it with affirmation. I never thought about it, but yeah,
Mhm.
let's do this.
You
But
look beautiful. I mean, you look absolutely radiant. So I say keep on doing what you're doing, but the facial yoga will just add to it. And it doesn't take a lot of time at all.
that's
Not
great.
at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm definitely learning from you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to come back on and show you some facial yoga. That would be fun.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, I was mentioning, although she looks so young and it looks like she's young party girl who has no family, but she is a dedicated mother of three, and she's got two grandchildren that she is very excited to be close to. And you were mentioning about your grandchildren, how one of them is pretty much fruitarian, right?
Yeah, my grandchildren love, especially my little granddaughter loves fruit. She loves fruit and she'll eat yogurt now, but and she when she was born, she was not able to have dairy or gluten. So her mom basically gave her breast milk, and then the foods that she gravitates toward are fruits. And what's really funny is I wonder if they know that I'm vegan and so they want to eat like I do. I'm like, do they eat like this when I'm not here? And they do.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Very nice.
So, but I feel like I think we're kind of born with intuition and you can see with little children that they follow their intuition until they reach about school age. And then school has a way of just kind of rubbing off on them.
Mm,
Whatever is like the popular thing to do, that's what the children want to do. Like when my son went to public school, most of the kids ate the hot lunch there and they really liked it, which was different from when I went to school. Nobody ate the hot lunch. Everybody brought their own. We didn't like the hot lunch. And so my son wanted to eat the hot lunch too, even though he wanted to eat it, but he never ate it. Like, he just got it because the other kids did.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing, the social pressure, and you want to blending with other kids, and yeah, that's a sensitive topic. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I went off the topic because I just wanted to mention that she looks young, but she's got children. Do you want to age?
yeah, so I actually don't tell my age.
Oh, okay.
The
So no,
It's
no.
okay, it's okay. I sometimes speak of it, but the reason I don't is because then it puts it in here, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm this age, I'm supposed to act this way, I'm supposed to do that." So
Yeah.
I even when I turned 50, so a clue is I'm over 50. When I turned 50, my sister-in-law said, "I didn't see anything on social media about you turning 50." And I'm like, "That's because we never talk about my age. My friends, I have a friend that's younger than me, and she'll talk about it, and I'm fine with it. Like, she'll say it, but it's okay. But nobody else talks about my age, and I never do either, because I wanna just feel I wanna feel good and feel energetic, and if I put an age to it, then it's like, "Oh, that's so old." Even though it's not really, but
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't like to share my age right away. I let people get to know me and
yeah.
share. But I also think, someone like you who looks so amazing and radiant, it's more power to you because, it's like, wow, how did she preserve her age, to look so, you know, because that, I mean, there was definitely an effort on your side. You pay attention to what you eat, you do affirmation, facial yoga. So yeah, I understand that it is yeah. Anyway,
And Kiko, you're right, because sometimes I think, do I do myself a disservice? Like, as I'm sharing, would it be better for me to say, "Hey, I'm this age, and look at this." I'm working on that. That might come out, actually, it might, because I've thought of that before you did the interview with me, and we talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago, and I did tell you my age. I'm just gonna say it, that I'm 56. And so I might put that out there as a, "Look what this lifestyle does for you."
yeah, and every time you say your age in the, we have a role party, and the women's health podcast with Sky, and everyone, every time you say your age, everyone goes, wow.
I got really silent.
I love that. But so anyway, so you shifted your diet and you said you felt good. So were you dealing with some kind of illness or discomfort?
I never really felt I didn't have an illness or anything, just I did have emotional ups and downs. And I had trauma that happened to me earlier in my life, and I was kind of working through trauma and working through, anxieties and things like that. And I found that, by cutting out alcohol, by cutting out sugar, really helped me to sleep and to not have the ups and downs. So even though I didn't have, like, a disease, um just feeling good inside my body was so important to me, having that energy. I was homeschooling my son at the time, and I needed that energy to find the curriculum and to be able to teach him and to be able to be a really good leader. And I started to consider, having a channel, like starting to get my messages forward. And I really needed to feel empowered, and the raw fruits and vegetables like, for me, I just feel so content, and I don't need that, like, there's nothing really else that I need. Just eating healthy, it gives me enough energy to parent, to teach and lead, and also, sleeping good, sleeping well, healing's faster. If I happen to hurt myself, I heal a lot faster. All the things.
The emotional part is so, so important. You know, um, I feel like I'm in a way blessed because I have, for me, I have to be in on high raw vegan or fully raw vegan, and definitely when I used to eat cooked food, my emotion was just going up and down and up and down. It's just so tiring. But anyway, you did the schooling for your son. That's so. I respect you doing this. That's a full dedication to it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot, but then I got him to the point where he was self-sufficient and he could all I would have to do is check in on him. And also with the raw foods, like sometimes for lunch, he would have watermelon for lunch. He was not raw vegan at all. He loves to eat his meat. So instead of trying to change his diet, I just added the fruit. I added more of what he liked. He liked broccoli, so we had tons of broccoli, watermelon, like whatever he likes. I made sure he had a ton of that, and he he thrived during the homeschool program. We both thrived through that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So, I, yeah, as you were saying that to be a good leader for your son and for yourself as well, that you had some trauma that you had when you were like earlier age, and yeah, this diet helps for you to feel happier and more stable, right? So that's interesting. Like a lot of people go to this raw vegan diet because of the severe disease
Mhm.
I had to go through. So in a way, you're rare for maintaining the emotion in a stable state. But yeah, that in a way, it's one of the most important thing, isn't it? You know.
I think so too, and I also, for my work that I do, helping others is I do EFT tapping and hypnosis, and that works with your subconscious mind, and I really try to tune into my heart in order to be really present with the other person, and I find that I can be so present with someone or with a situation, um, having the raw foods because I eat the foods, they digest so well in my system, and I can be present with someone and not feel anything within me, just be such a clear channel for them. Tuning into my heart, I'm able to hear them better. Sometimes I can hear kind of what they're not saying, and it's easier for me to help them to free themselves of their unwanted emotions or helping them to manifest the life that they want. It's so much easier for me to be free and not have the heaviness of what's going on in my stomach.
Mm.
And I just feel clear. My conscience is clear while I eat fruits and vegetables because I'm not harming animals. And I can help them to get to the place that they need to be much easier and much quicker because I'm not bogged down. I'm with them. I'm right with them. It's so much easier to tap into your intuition with raw food.
It makes so much sense, and I feel like I wish if I have to reach out for some answers or navigation, whether I could be a medical doctor or like emotional healing journey, I would want someone like you who is on plant based and on a diet that's closer to the nature so that you are tuned to yourself and yeah, be intuitive. That I think that's such an important part. So EFT and
Mhm.
hypnotherapy, right? And you also do yeah, maybe you can share what you do as a consultation because your website is very professional, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I was just feeling a lot of ups and downs in my life. I'd been through things in my childhood, and I was ready for like that fresh start, like a new beginning. And I went to therapy And talk therapy didn't really work for me. It made me feel worse. It made me feel really just terrible. And I'm like, I'm paying all this money and I don't feel good. And I know we're supposed to be patient, and I know it works really well for a lot of people. And I have a couple of therapists that I'm really good friends with. I super appreciate their work and I respect them. But for me, I needed something that was gonna make me feel better. Like the way it feels from going from cooked food to raw, like that much of a difference. I needed that. I wanted that in my life. And just just to feel good in my body and to have the energy that I needed to do my life. So I found EFT tapping first. And EFT tapping is where you say, you come in with how you're feeling and you notice how you're feeling in your body, where you're feeling it. And you kind of put a number to it. Do I feel, so if I'm feeling anxious, do I feel as anxious as this room that I'm in? So I would give it a 10. Or do I feel just a tiny bit anxious? I would give it maybe a 2. And then you say certain statements. You just get really real and really honest. And there's different places on your face that you can tap on. And it's kind of a combination of Eastern and Western medicine. These are actually energy points, kind of similar to when you get acupuncture or acupressure. And as you're saying and tapping at the same time, then there's a place in your amygdala that is actually freed. So it takes that energy that you're feeling and it stops it and it lets it go. It frees through your body. And then once you're free, you can tap in what you want to happen, like how you want to feel. And so just by letting go of that energy that's unwanted, sometimes it's from the past, sometimes it's something that you've worked so hard to change, but you can't. Just by saying the statements and doing the tapping, it helps to free yourself. So from there, I actually did a few sessions of EFT with a mentor, and I was so blown away by how fast and well it worked that I told her, I want to do this for my living. I want to help people with this because this is so amazing. I want to do this with everyone. Like, I was so on fire for it. And she said, go to school and get a hypnotherapy certificate that works with the subconscious mind as well. Do that. And so I went to school to do hypnotherapy, and that covered a lot of hypnotherapies, including past life regression, which it was so popular when I learned it. And now I can do both. And I've done EFT tapping at my son's school, with like adults, children. It works on everybody, and it's thorough and effective. And they even use it in the VA hospital or VA centers for veterans, to help them clear all the. I don't work with the veterans. I mean, I would work with a veteran, but I haven't. But it helps to clear their energy so quickly. All their stuff comes out really fast, and um, helps them to heal, on that deep emotional level.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think there are so many healing modalities in the world that it's great that we can choose what works for you. That speaking therapy or whatever, like you speak about what happened to you, and yeah, to me as well, it's like reliving the trauma, and I don't like that. I
yes.
But I know that sometimes it works for people who needs to speak out, let it go, kind of let the pass out, and have someone listen to you professionally. But yeah, I have done quite a few of EFT, and I've seen the results with many people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so great. And I mean, I've even helped people that want to change their diet. So say maybe they want to do a fast, a juice fast, and they are struggling with that, being able to stay with the fast, like that it's tough for them.
Mm.
EFT helps with that too. Helps to, you can talk through and release cravings, helps with the cravings of for the other foods while you're fasting. So it's so great for that as well.
That's amazing. So, as a service, you do EFT tapping, the EFT hypnotherapy,
Mhm.
and you also do readings. Is it like
Yeah, I do. I do readings. I do them. They're kind of like, well, I use oracle cards,
right?
and so I do small readings with oracle cards as well. And I kind of do it. They're kind of like hypnotherapy. They're under the umbrella of hypnotherapy rather than like fortune telling. But yes, I do those too.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
great. I
Uh-huh.
think that's perfect because fortune telling, like, who's gonna tell your future, right? Because I mean, you
Yeah,
are the one. Each one of us decides.
exactly.
It changes. It changes on every day's habit that we make. So that's fantastic.
I call them self-discovery readings. And so it's really about learning about yourself and kind of about what you want to bring in and how to manifest it. And kind of we can take a look and see what is going on. Not that the future can't change. It definitely can change and you can make it change yourself. But we kind of look at what's there already. What's the probability? What are the probabilities? So it's really fun. It's fun and it's like you do your own reading. I hold the card up to you and I'm like, what do you see? Tell me what this is. Tell me what that is. How does that relate to your life? But it's super fun.
Nice.
It's
Didn't you publish your book on that?
Yeah, so my book is on cacao. I fell in love with cacao through one of my clients. One of my clients said to me, I thought she said she wanted to take me to a cacao ceremony. And I said, great. I've only been to a few, and I've been to like three at that point cacao ceremonies. Two were online, and one was in person. But I thought, yeah, I'd love to go. And so when she came in again, I said, so when are we going to this cacao ceremony? And she said, whenever you want to give it. And I was like, what? I'm giving the cacao ceremony. And so I bought a great book and I started having cacao every day. And I felt like I would go into meditation with my cacao. And I felt like I was like Mama Cacao was saying, you're going to be my ambassador to the world. And so I started having it each day and I was learning so much about it and it lit me up. It lit me up, lit my brain up in a way that caffeine's never done. It opened my heart. And so I I had started a book previously and I just never finished it. So, a friend of mine named Destiny helped me to channel all the information. I was getting information, she was doing the pictures, and she helped me put this book together. And it's called Petals of Love. And it's just amazing. And I just let Mama Cacao speak through me. So, I
Oh,
also do cacao ceremonies too. Yeah.
oh wow. So this was a collaboration with your friend for
Yes.
the book. I mean, I
Yes.
saw the book. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank
I just
you.
saw from your Instagram. It looks so professionally done and so beautiful.
It is so beautiful. It's like having a child when you have a book out there. And yeah, I love it so much.
What,
And
yeah, what do you mean by you fell in love with cacao?
yeah, so before before I started working with cacao, I was not able to drink it. It would make me really jittery. I just felt kind of weird on it. And when I went over, I drank it. And cacao is a plant medicine. It's not a hallucinogen or anything like that, but it is a plant medicine. So when you drink it, you want to just really understand it, like open your heart and allow it in and see what messages it has for you. So I would drink it and I kind of asked it, what do I need to do to be able to drink you and to not feel weird? And so my answer was just open your heart, as you're drinking. and be aware of how it's entering your system. And so it felt like my heart opened. It felt like I had an ally. It felt like I was working with the true spirit of Mama Cacao. I know that sounds weird, but that's what it felt like to me. And so, when I would be doing yoga, I would think of Mama Cacao. I could almost feel like I could smell the cacao, and just ideas would drop in for my book. I would be sending Destiny ideas, and she would be putting in the book for me. And just it's almost like meeting a friend or like a teacher. I think she's more of a teacher to me. Kind of like they say Mama Gaia is like the earth mother. She's kind of like that too. So,
Oh, that's so interesting. So you didn't like it before,
yeah,
and
no.
you use ceremonial grade cacao, and it's
Yes.
different from like cacao nib that we find in the market.
Yes, it's so the brand that I like a lot that I love right now is called Cacao Love, and you get it from the UK, and it is so delicious. But there's other ones that I've tried too. Sometimes I run out of that one and I have to use a different one. But yeah, it's different than regular chocolate. It's the way that they process it is less, there's no chemicals. It's more in the raw form. And so you get such great benefits. It gives you energy, but it doesn't give you a crash like caffeine. It has different properties in it than caffeine. It's a heart opener. So when you drink it, you really become energized and yet calm at the same time, or that's how it affects me.
Where does the cacao nib, that cacao come from? Which country do you know?
Yeah, so South America
Okay.
is rich in cacao.
Yeah, true. I just want to say, I don't know if you see chat, but 21st Century Homestead say, hello, everyone. So glad to be watching. Creative Heart. Hi, I agree. She agrees. Talking therapy doesn't work for her. I've used somatic therapy, which I find more effective. I've considered hypnotherapy. Do you think it's effective if it's not in person? Well, Marabella is there. Online, right? You do the consultation online.
Yes, it is effective. Before COVID, I was doing sessions over the phone, but since COVID, I've been doing sessions through Zoom, and it is very effective. Um, it's funny because the people that see me online, they like seeing me online and they don't want to come in person. And the people that come in person don't want to come online. So everyone likes something a little bit differently.
Yeah. She also say I've been off of caffeine for several years because it ups my anxiety. Do you have a recommended way to consume it so there is no caffeine crashes? Yes, that's what you were explaining about.
Yes.
And so, do you think that you have to be careful on choosing what kind of cacao we choose to consume? Oh, okay. So let's say if someone offers you like cacao, raw cacao drinks, would you be comfortable drinking it?
Um, yes.
Okay.
If somebody offered it to me
Mm-hmm.
now, yes,
Oh,
now I would be. So, maybe part of the problem for me is maybe before I used the raw cacao, maybe I was using cacao with some chemicals or something like that in it that I didn't know. So maybe that was part of it. And also it's the way that you drink it. So no matter what you're drinking, so even if you are several okay, so what you want to do is really be aware when you're drinking it. Like, okay, I have this cup of cacao, or maybe it's a caffeinated beverage like tea. Be very aware of when you're drinking of how it's feeling in your body. Now, with caffeine or with cacao, you won't have a crash. Sometimes with coffee or tea, maybe if you drink it in a few hours you feel worse, 'cause you might have a crash and feel terrible. So you just kind of stay aware of how you're feeling in the moment. And you usually, for me, if I drink something, I feel the effects right away, and then they kind of wear off. But, like, with cacao, I just feel the same all the way through. I mean, I might feel the effects, but I don't feel a crash. So, um, it depends kind of too. This person said that it ups their anxiety. Yeah, so just kind of be really aware. You might be able to drink it, but you might only be able to drink a little bit at a time, not much.
Mm. So do you drink matcha?
I do drink matcha now too. I'm able to drink matcha as well.
So
Yeah,
before you were not able
I
to.
wasn't able to drink any of that.
Ah,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, how did you heal? Like, why are you able to do it now and not before?
Yeah, so with matcha, it would make me feel sick to my stomach. And then, I just felt weird too, like, I just felt kinda yucky, like, anxious, kind of sick to my stomach. So, I actually talked to the matcha too, and I said, "How can I drink you?" So now I mix my matcha with, a little bit of maple syrup, and I use cashew milk.
Mm.
And maybe that's why mixing it with the cashew milk might be how that it absorbs better in my body. But I was gonna ask you, Kiko, about matcha. I know you know about matcha and you only drink it ceremonially, is that right?
Yeah, so I want to make it clear to you Americans that matcha
Yeah,
is not a daily drink here in Japan. And
yeah.
I do not think it's meant to drink. I do know that there's a research, the great research about matcha, but I think it's been confused with green tea and matcha. We do drink green tea every day. I personally do not drink any caffeinated tea, so including green tea. Even if someone offers me, it's very rare that I drink it. Um, First of all, I just don't like the taste. But it's a matcha here in Japan. And I do, being a guide here in Kyoto, Kyoto is well known for matcha fields. So I do take some clients to matcha fields. And
Wow.
yeah, and it's very difficult to do it. And first of all, the harvesting, it's not that easy. There are so many things to consider. It has to be covered. They need a shade so that it wouldn't become too bitter. And yeah, they cannot harvest too much. And from what I know, there are not too many organic farmers. So what you're getting organic matcha. I know I see a lot in Europe and in the States, a lot more than here in Japan. And I don't know the real source of it. So just be mindful because green tea, it absorbs the, how do you call it? We had Fukushima accidents in 2011, right? It absorbs, like, so mushrooms and green tea leaves absorbs a lot of radiation. So
Oh, wow.
it was one of the things that we, in Japan, we stopped. Um, yeah, we were aware that we should be mindful, but everyone forgot about it, and everyone drinks green tea. But yeah, so um, I do think that green tea is good for you because there's a study for it. But you have to be mindful of if is it organic, where it's coming from. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, thank you for sharing that because I didn't know about the radiation. Well, I knew about it, but I didn't think of it in relation to the matcha. So
Mhm.
that's really good to think about.
Uh,
Thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's good that if someone has the effect. So a lot of tourists who comes to Kyoto, and they're also surprised that we don't drink matcha every day.
Yeah.
Matcha is very strong. That even Japanese people, we depending on profession, but some people might drink it once or twice a year, um, on a special occasion. Some people might drink it once a week or twice a week, but yeah, it's for ceremony in Japan. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's I think what you are saying is very important. Just be in tune, and pay extra attention to how you feel, and that goes with the same. That goes. It's the same approach for eating food, drinking, whatever we put on our body, right? So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And what I did with matcha and with cacao is I really looked at the plant as if, because I feel like everything that we consume is either for us or it's not for us. And I feel like plants can carry messages for us.
Hmm.
And so I was trying to connect with matcha as in what is your message for me? Because matcha feels so different than cacao. Cacao's a heart opener and matcha's kind of like a brain opener.
Interesting. Oh my God,
And
they must love you. Cacao, whoever goes into your body, they must love you. Oh my God, I've been chosen by Marabella. So beautiful.
oh, thank you. Yeah, and that way you take in a little bit, make sure it's right for you, listen to what your body's telling you. How does it get along with the tea? How does it get along with the cacao? W- What are your senses telling you? And then go forward from there. Same thing with fruits, vegetables, all of that kind of like I love mono meals because you can really get the truth from each plant and what its messages are for you. What does this do for your body? Like when I eat apples, I just feel so good. Apples or grapes, I feel so energized, so electric, like almost on fire. And so uh same thing with the matcha and the cacao.
Yeah. Oh, 21st century homestead. So right now, my 2-year-old is having seizure. We have all.
Oh,
It's
no.
so hard, Marabella. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you have no idea why, and they're infrequent. Oh my goodness.
Mm,
I'm so sorry to hear that. That makes me really sad, and I'm gonna send love and energy to you and your family.
yeah.
Um, yeah, let us know how it goes for you and what you're doing to help your child. Gosh, I'm so sorry.
Mm,
That's so hard.
mm, yeah. Yeah. We'll send you love towards
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to the ceremonial grade cacao, because one day Sky shared I think on Instagram that uh, oh, you can actually melt cacao in a dehydrator and make a chocolate bar or something like that. I was so
Oh,
excited, and
yeah.
I bought cacao nibs, and I heat it to like 45 degree or something like that, and then it didn't melt. So I can't.
Oh,
Yeah, so I contacted Sky, and she said that it has to be a ceremonial grade. Is that right? So there's a huge difference there.
there's a huge difference. You wanna make sure that it's sourced well, that it's pure, that it's raw, that it's ceremonial grade. Ceremonial grade is the top of the line where it's the healthiest for you, because I think other cacaos can be processed, they can be almost cooked, they can be just not as lovingly cared for as the ceremonial grade. So you wanna make sure to that's what you're gonna put inside your body as the ceremonial grade. And, like I was saying before, I think it behaves differently within our systems too. Probably the reason I can drink cacao now is because it's the healthier kind, the ceremonial grade.
Yeah, would you mind sharing the link after maybe so I
Of
can,
course.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
post it on our YouTube
Mhm.
description. That's great. I'm super interested. So that you that they make it in England, right?
Right. Yeah. They that's where the company is located.
So you import.
So
Uh,
they import from, I think, Peru to England, to the UK.
mm, I when I was living when I was traveling in Africa, I saw people making cacao, and yeah, that was interesting to be able to see. Cacao is actually a fruit, and when you have you ever tasted the fruit, cacao fruits?
I have not.
It's so good.
Oh, I wanna try it.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with like because cacao nibs is very bitter when you bite into it, but
Yeah.
fruit itself is very sweet, kind of like sour sop. I think kind of like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I saw
Yeah.
a local lady, laying out the cacao nibs because they have to leave it in the sun or like ferment it for some time. It's a long process.
Wow. Yeah, I would love to try it. That would be
Mhm.
amazing.
Mm. So 21st century again, so would using a ceremony like this help me through some of this, or is it more manifest type ceremony?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. So part of the reason why I drank the cacao every day is to get familiar with it, and then also to kind of see where, like, what it would be like to give my own ceremony, and what that would look like, and what that would look like for each client. And so it can be whatever you want it to be, pretty much. So, um, it can be for manifesting, but what some of the same qualities of every ceremony is that it opens your heart. Um, you find out different things about yourself. You find more love. Say, it really can help you if you're going through a tough situation, and find the love for yourself and find the love for others as well. Um, so it can be used for all kinds of things. Mostly, I've done ceremonies for women, and we use the ceremony to learn more about ourselves and to become closer to the divine, like becoming a little bit more spiritual, um, maybe bringing in our manifestations, maybe um, working through or letting go of an issue. Um, I try to make them really and powerful for women, like very much like loving ourselves in a positive way.
So
Self
important.
love.
Yeah, so important because yeah, we tend to um, being a mother. Of course, I don't have any children, but being a mother and wife, and we tend to prioritize others. And I think for 21st century homestay, this is not an advice or anything. I just hope that she's taking care of herself first, because that's so important. And it's an easy thing to say, for someone who doesn't have baby, and I can understand it's a very stressful time, but I think mother needs to center themselves first and take care of them first to be able to serve others better. That's what Marabella, what you did, right?
Yeah, being a mom is it's so consuming. Like, your every thought's about your children. So if you do something, then it's going to trickle down onto your children. And so it's so important to find that space, or to find a little something for yourself that you can do for yourself, whether it's going for a walk, or meditating, or changing your diet to something healthy, talking with a friend. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but making sure that you have that love for yourself and fill yourself up. That way you have more to give. Also, proper rest is important too. Saying no when you don't want to say yes, making sure to say no and to take care of yourself and to rest is super important. Taking good care of yourself, like, drinking your water, getting your sleep, eating healthy, super important. It's so easy to just care for others and care and give and give and give. And you want to give, of course. You want to be there for your family, but it's so important to take care of ourselves as well. That really good self-love is super important.
Yeah, I definitely dedicated a bit too much to my husband because I adore him. I want to give more than I could, and I ended up deteriorating. I just started to I didn't have energy for myself. Then I couldn't give energy or love to my husband. So yeah, I definitely prioritize myself so that would then I can serve better to him and others. But that took me a long time because when you love someone so much, you
Oh.
want to give all you can. So for Instagram message, I got so Haruka from Kyoto. She said that she loves apples as well because you were mentioning
Oh,
about eating apples and grapes that you love.
they're so good. And watermelon now too. I eat watermelon every day right now.
But it's so hot there, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you brought up such a great Oh, go ahead.
no, no,
Sorry.
please, no, please.
Oh, yeah, you brought up such a great point about like our loved ones, like our husbands too. And I also adore and love my husband. And I notice that our relationship's better when I do give to myself
Yeah.
because then I'm happy and joyful, and he really loves to see me happy. And so
Mhm.
when I get to do like my lives with you and Sky and our friends and take really good care of myself, and then I'm just radiating with joy and happiness, and it rubs off on my family for sure. And your husband probably loves seeing you so happy and fulfilled.
Yeah, I feel, I think my mom was definitely a devil's advocate for me. She has definitely consumed so much for, to serve others. And at the end, it wasn't serving anyone, I feel. And
Right.
yeah, it's so important. My husband kept saying that, you do what you have to do for yourself. And he never depended, like, he never expect me to do something out of my comfort zone or go out of my way. He always say, make sure that no, it's you take care of yourself, and he's happy when I'm laughing, smiling. Like any other man, I feel like men loves to see women happy and joyous and laughing all the time. And
Yeah.
Marabella, you don't talk much about your husband, but when you
Mhm.
do, I can feel so much love towards him. It's so beautiful. I feel like that's the most beautiful expression. You don't talk so much, but
Yeah.
time to time you kind of talk how much it means to you, how much he means to you.
Yeah, he's amazing, and I'm so blessed and lucky to have him. And he's not raw vegan, um, but he likes the results of me being raw vegan, and he likes the glow and the happiness, and yeah, I talk about him a little bit, but I at one point, I want to bring him on, like, I
Oh,
want him to meet
yay!
you in Sky, that would be really fun, but he's like, "No, I don't wanna do that." I'm like, "Please just do one video." "No, I don't want to," but one of these days, he'll come in, but
Oh,
yeah, he's
feels
like
comfortable.
with your husband too. Yeah, just I think a little bit at a time, maybe.
Yeah, it's amazing that he can, even though he's not raw vegan, that
Mhm.
he loves the results on you. That says a lot. So he respect you on that. That's so important, right?
Yeah, and we are, like, opposites because he likes to hunt, although since he's been with me, he hasn't gotten anything.
How long have you been with him?
13 years. Wait, 13 years? It'll be 12 years.
Oh,
12 years in November.
oh, beautiful. Great. Yeah, so you were saying that he changed after you met.
Yeah, yeah. So he still goes out hunting, but he doesn't get anything. Like he doesn't catch anything.
Mm.
Um, but I am happy for him to go because he's out in the woods, out in the fresh air, and he comes home with a glow and he feels so happy. But
Uh,
it's so funny how opposites can attract and they can work. Like
True.
we just respect each other um for our what makes each other happy. So the man I love, this is what he does. It makes him happy. That makes me happy, even though I don't participate in hunting or anything like that. So
Such a
we're so different, but it works.
such a beautiful message, Marabella. Uh, I'm vegan, but yeah, each one has their own journey, and it's so important to respect. And what you were saying, that your husband go hunting and he's in the nature, and that makes him feel good, and whatever makes people happy, right? But yeah, so anyway, the finding balance in hormonal balance. Would you
Hmm.
like to share on that, because that's part of your journey as well?
Yeah, so I do take bioidentical hormones, and I started taking those in 2020. I was having really heavy periods, really, really, really heavy periods. And then when I went to start working out again, my son and I joined a gym in 2020 so he could play basketball. So I thought, well, I'll go back to working out too. I always did walk and I did yoga, but I thought I'll try some classes. Maybe I'll go back to the workout machines that I used to use and the weight machines. And I went into it as if I left it, like I went full force and my body couldn't handle it. I had to back off and then go back in slowly. But I noticed that my stamina was so low. I noticed that after I would go for a long walk, I'd be extremely tired. After my periods, I felt really drained, really tired. And so I went in and I had my hormones checked, and I was very low in estrogen, progesterone. And I had been studying about bioidentical hormone therapy and not regular hormone therapy, but bioidentical. And there's a difference. Bioidentical is made with things like yams. And I learned that, like, our bodies don't get old and then we lose our hormones. We lose our hormones and then we get old. So the process was that I contacted like the gynecologist that I was seeing, that group. And I went in for a physical. I let them know what I wanted to do. And then they sent my information to a compounding pharmacy. The compounding pharmacy called me, and I did a huge interview with them. They wanted to know everything about my life, my sleep, kind of what I ate, how I was feeling, any physical symptoms, all about it. And then they sent me off to have blood work, or I don't know where in the story if I already said I did blood work, but they sent me off to do blood work. And then the compounding pharmacy created a compound for me and for my body. And so I go in every year and have blood work done again to make sure I'm on the right compound. And it just gave me back my life. My periods became light, regular and light, because they were getting very heavy and they were very like irregular, and my sleep is better. And I just have someone that I can talk to about my hormone journey, and they listen. And it was really an easy process for me. And so I feel a lot better, like really good. I feel so good.
That's amazing. It
Yeah.
looks like in 2020, a lot of shift has happened for you, right?
Yes, 2020 was very shifting, very, um, Yeah, and then 2022 is when I just declared, I'm raw vegan now."
Right.
But 2020, I was kind of flirting with it from 18 to 20, doing raw vegan,
Mm.
going back to vegetarian, or not vegetarian, but, like, cooked vegan, going back, forth, and then 2020, I made that intention that I was going to do raw vegan and stick with it, and I was like, "What do I have to do in order to follow this and stay with it?" And it was to make the intention, to know my why, like, I'm doing it to feel good, to feel that energy, to feel that high vibration, and how am I gonna stay on it this time? Like,
Mm.
I had to figure out what was making me fall, and a lot of it was cooking dinner for my family when I was hungry, or not being prepared, going out to dinner and not being prepared, or being so busy in my life. um, a lot of the self-love that I found was making myself a priority enough to have food that I could have, while my family was having something else, or just in the preparation of knowing, okay, we're going to go on this little trip. What am I going to do what are my options for eating?
Mm.
And just loving myself enough to put myself as a priority.
Yeah, it always come back to take care of yourself first before you take
Yeah,
care of others, right? But
right.
so you're working out still, and because you have a beautiful,
Yes.
body. We only
Thank
see
you.
upper body, but I've seen her the lower body, and she's gorgeous all the way down.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I
Yoga and
mhm.
what?
Yoga, Pilates, I kinda alternate yoga and Pilates, but I feel, pain-free more when I do yoga. Pilates, I feel great. It's like an overall boost. It just feels so good, like I've worked out every part of my body. I try to walk 10,000 steps when I walk. I'm not super strict by any means. It's just I have a lot of things I can do depending on what I feel like doing, and, I also, let's see, yoga, Pilates, walking. Um, I think that about sums it up for working out. I do use a little bit of weights in my Pilates class too, which I feel like is so important, especially as we get older. Weight bearing exercises are super important, and it really helps my mood, helps my energy level, helps me to feel youthful and happy. And that's the most important thing, is having that positive attitude, and working out and eating healthy, eating the raw helps me to feel positive and happy.
So yeah, whatever we know, what we see in front of you is the hard work. There's definitely hard work behind it. She stays on high raw. She does yoga, Pilates, facial yoga, and that's why I truly admire people who are over 50 years old and keep it, in a good mood, stable, and look young and vibrant. And there's when I ask those people who are above 50 and looking good, in there's definitely a hard work behind it, and you definitely do that.
Thank you so much. I feel the same about you. You look amazing.
I
How
don't. Yeah,
do
I
you
don't.
work out too, or do you just no, you're just naturally yeah, I
No, I okay. So I do pay a lot of attention to what I eat, uh, for sure, because I see I cannot, if I yeah, if I eat cooked food or too much nuts, I would have to suffer for next few months. So that's my motivation. I like going hiking, so we do hiking quite often with my husband. Um, I don't, yeah, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I don't have enough time to do all that. I love doing yoga. I love doing Pilates, but I don't do it. So
yeah, I know what you mean, and I love your pictures of your hikes. You have such a beautiful do you live next to, like,
I
wooded area,
yeah,
or
I live in the mountain, and
oh,
Kyoto is a gorgeous place, and
yeah.
You come visit me, Marabella, with
I
your
want to come visit you. You took the thought out of my head.
definitely. It will be my pleasure to take you around. It's such a magical city. My husband,
Oh,
yeah, I are both so happy. We love hiking. We actually met on a hiking gathering, and we love exploring the world, hiking. And this the reason we chose Kyoto is because we are surrounded by mountains.
oh,
Yeah, so we can
beautiful.
to different paths. But anyway, it's about you today, and we are over 1 hour. Oh my god, it went
Oh,
so
wow, that went so fast.
yes. And the last question, maybe. So Haruka on Instagram asked, "What do you eat on daily basis?" So would you like to share, Marvella, what you eat?
Yeah, sure. So, right now I eat a ton of fruit. So I hydrate, I drink water, I drink green juice every single day. I'm eating a lot of watermelon right now, like so much watermelon, and I'm making juices with it. And then usually at dinner time, a typical dinner for me would be like a salad, and I would put in every vegetable that I have in my house. So peppers, mushrooms, carrots, like the little peppers, not the hot peppers, but the little baby bell peppers. I like cabbage in my salads right now. And then something that I'm doing that I learned from Sky is I put the flax seeds in, and
Mhm.
then lemon juice
The
and
powdered flax
Ye
seeds.
yeah, powdered flax seeds, and, I love that. That's what I'm eating currently right now.
That's beautiful. I mean, how do you do all you do? I mean, how do you what you do? Because yeah, I mean, so much is going on in your life, right? I mean, you're
Oh,
not
it's
a
so
single
busy.
lady. Like, how do you
Yeah.
manage your day?
Yeah, it's super, super busy, and I I have s well, s I have some days where I'm really, really busy, and then I have other days where I have nothing going on. So, I try to balance it. I try to get out for a walk every day or do some form of exercise. That's super important to me. I live on a lake, and I live far, not really far, but I live about a half an hour from my gym. So, a lot of times I just go for a walk around my house, and I just kinda count my steps and do that. And, I don't have kids at home right now. My youngest is 20, and he's in Sacramento at his dad's, so I have a little bit more freedom, and my husband is so, amazing. He doesn't have me cook every night, so that's really great. So we go
So
out.
important, so important that they don't, they don't think that we're always there to cook for them. And yeah, my
No.
husband gives me the freedom as well. Like he doesn't cook, but he said, "No, you don't have to cook for me." I said, "What do you eat if I don't cook?"
Right? Is your husband vegan too?
Yeah, he is vegan.
Oh, that's so nice.
It makes a
Yeah.
huge difference. And he, by default, he loves fruits. By default, he's high raw vegan because I prepare, pretty much everything for him. But he's capable of cooking pasta for himself, because yeah, I'm not excited about cooking pasta.
Yeah. No, that's so nice. Oh, I forgot to say I've been having smoothies lately too.
Oh, what kind of
Smoothies as well.
smoothies?
So today it's, a mixture of fruit, so it's berries and mangoes, bananas, and then I put a little bit of, cashew milk, water, and I did put green juice in my smoothie too, spirulina, chlorella, and, flaxseed. And I think that's what I did today. Oh,
Oh,
and a
wow.
little protein powder. I did add protein powder today because yesterday I went for a really long walk.
Nice. And the green juice, what do you add?
Yeah, so my green juice, I call it my green goddess juice. So it has celery, some form of greens or lettuce could be. We've been getting bags of locally. We have a friend that grows lettuce for a restaurant, so he'll give us a package of greens. Sometimes they're like the bitter greens, sometimes they're more romaine. Whatever he gives us, I put in my smoothie or in my juice. I use turmeric, ginger. I use lemon, green apple, celery. What am I forgetting? Um, Sometimes I'll use jalapeno, spinach sometimes, kind of depends on what I have on hand.
Oh my God, I makes me want to come and visit you and
It's
taste that drink.
Yes, come and visit, and it is so good, and especially when I first make it, I, like, look forward to it every day. So
Oh,
good.
so beautiful. I do think there's no secret to beauty for someone like Marabella. Again, like she does work very hard towards it, not just external beauty, but internal beauty. And I love it that you are very, you pay attention to every single details. And, even naming green juice to green goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And about the exercise, I I I tend to forget because I am by default very active. So I do that. Besides from hiking, I bike everywhere in Kyoto, and
Oh,
people are so impressed like how far I would go by bike. And yeah, Kyoto is beautiful. Everywhere you go, it's so beautiful. So I would go miles after miles on bikes, and yeah, I don't get tired. But I do want to incorporate more exercise in my daily routine. But I'm trying to, it's all about priorities. So
right, exactly. Yeah, and once you start doing it, you feel so good
mm,
that it's easier to do once you have kind of a habit established.
that is so true. So yeah, I think we have covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover. There are so many more questions that I want to keep on talking. It's over 1 hour, Margaret. It has been so much fun, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. You're such a sweet lady. You
Oh.
have so much knowledge, but you, I love your approach because you don't share it like, oh, you should be doing it, but you just walk the talk and let people follow you. I love that gentle approach about you.
Oh, thank you so much because I feel like everybody has their own way. And I wanna honor other people and the way they do things too, because everybody's different. So I don't ever wanna say, "Don't eat meat, don't do this." I'd rather say, "Oh, I this is what I do, and this is what is working for me." Or if somebody asks me questions, I'm so happy to answer them. But if I try to tell somebody what to do, I know from having children, they don't like it.
We learn
But if
from.
you can just say if you just show up and you just be yourself, they wonder. They wonder, and you can answer their questions.
So true, so true. I'm so happy to have you as my
Ah,
friend, and you inspire me every time I speak to you and see you. So again, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Yeah.
thank you so much for having me, Kiko. It's been so wonderful to connect with you alone. Like, I love being in the groups, but I like this one-on-one so much too. It's so wonderful. Thank you.
And yeah, again, thank you so much for, out of busy schedule, being here, and yeah, spending time with me and sharing your knowledge. And next time you'll be learning about your facial yoga routine. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to hear.
That'll be so fun. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having me. I just love you. I appreciate our friendship. You're amazing.
thank you, Marabella, and thank you so much for everyone for commenting and leaving a message. I really appreciate it. And if you like this YouTube channel, subscribe and hit like. That motivates us more.
Yes, thank you for the comments. Thank you for everyone chatting with us too. I appreciate that.
Great. Well, I'll see you soon then.
See you soon.